Hello, strong people. Week 2, day 1 of OSG prep. Our press day, as usual for day 1 of the week. We got log, of course, because that's what it's going to be, all prep. So, won't be touching an axle or a circus dumbbell or anything unless, well, I'm touching an axle for the deadlifts, but I will not be pressing an axle because it's log at the show. No sense in doing axle if it's not there, really. And I still haven't announced the 4th preliminary event, so maybe there isn't one? I don't know why there wouldn't be. I don't remember. Maybe did they change stuff up? I'm gonna have to look at that now, because I think they did change it from like 3 events to 2 events on Sunday. I don't really know. This is all, I'm just kind of going with it right now. So log is the press as of right now, so that's what we're sticking with. And ooh, I almost just tripped. I'm wandering around while I talk to you guys. I'm tripping over my own stuff here. So getting a little bit of a late start today. I had to work some overtime today just because we had some that was available to work, so I worked it. So I wouldn't say I had to, but it kind of looks good when you pick up a little bit extra. At least in my line of work it does. They recognize it, so that's cool. But now we can start our gym session. It's a little bit dark in here. I wish I could open the doors, but we are getting the secondhand effects of the hurricane, so it's been raining nonstop here. I'm not going to complain too much, obviously, because it's, you know, I'm not in the middle of the hurricane, obviously, so can't complain too much. A little bit of rain ain't going to kill me, and it ain't going to ruin the session, so maybe I need a giant ring light. Maybe I'll get one of those things for lizards that they put in tanks to keep them warm, and I'll put one right over top of me, and you guys can, we'll use that as a light. So that's enough talking. I'm already running a little bit behind, so let's just throw our sleeves on, get warmed up, and I think we have some like ascending clean and press on logs. So like 5 clean and press at 275, 295, and 315 or something like that. Weights I'm not really sure of, but pretty sure it's 5s the whole way up. So I hope so. I don't know if I can do it. I'm definitely bloated right now, which is great for pressing, but not for reps. I definitely feel that bloat whenever it's for reps. So I'm expecting the press to feel good, but not the reps. So, and I'm strategically wearing a beard bun today because I like my beard and I want to keep it there. And log press does not cater to long beards. Yeah, it's been ripping out my beard like crazy. So strategic ponytail in the beard today. So let's get into some pressing. All right, well, 1 set of log is done. Well, 2 sets if you count strict press. I forgot that I had strict press. Luckily, I remembered before I started actually warming up on logs. So I did 290 for 7, relatively easily. Relatively easy? Relatively easily. I don't know. Anyway, for whatever reason, after I did that set, I had in my mind that 270 was on the log. which it's not, it's 290. Log is 150 plus a 45 on each side, 90, 150 plus 90, 240. Plus a 25 on each side, 50, 290. So, for whatever reason, I forgot, as I was loading it for my first set of push press, I forgot that 290 was on there. I thought it was 270 for whatever reason. So I loaded a 2.5 on each side to make it 275, or at least what I thought. So the first set was supposed to be 275 for 5. Second set was supposed to be 290 for 5. I just did 295 for 5 was my first set. So in my head, I was like, why does this feel so heavy for 275? This isn't good. And then it's because it was 20 pounds heavier than it was supposed to be. Stupid mistake. So I guess I'll just go up to 310 and finish it out. So now that I know it's 295, it moved a little bit more like I expected it to. I'm definitely, my legs are still feeling it from Saturday. Those squats, just don't feel quite recovered from it. So, but even though they don't feel 100%, my legs, feel good. Like I'm getting decent leg drive. And I'm trying to focus on not moving my feet in between reps. Obviously, if it's a 380-pound log like at OSG, and it bounces slightly left or right, then I need to adjust accordingly. Just because I don't want to pick up a 380-pound log off kilter. So, but I want to practice, you know, not moving my feet too much for this set, for these sets, I should say. Not as tired as I thought. Obviously, I'm out of breath, but it's just how it goes. But I don't feel bad. So, yeah, not much else to say. Let's throw on 310 and finish out the log. All right, log is done. That was, I forgot the top set was 5+, so I once again remembered right as I was about to go. So, or I should say I didn't remember, but I looked at the program to be sure I knew what I was doing, and I didn't. So, good thing I looked. 310 for 6. I feel like that's ahead of where I usually start preps when it comes to log for reps. So that's a good thing. If it is, I'll have to go back and look at some programs because I think that's a little bit heavy compared to where I usually start. But at the same time, we're also not planning on getting a ton of reps of 380. You know, it's just, I think the most is 3. 3 is what I could get. That's just a wild guess because I've never done a rep event that heavy, of course. That's 35 pounds ahead of the heaviest rep event. Now, to be fair, at the Pro-Am, I did hit 330. I think this was the weights, 330, 370, 330, 375, 400, whatever it was. I didn't hit the 400, but I was, you know, fairly close. Close doesn't count, obviously, but I know in prep, I was close to hitting 380 for a triple for that. So I don't know how many, I don't know what I was going to say there. Anyway, I'm not mad about 6. I thought I had 7, but only 6. So cleans felt a little out in front, like on my toes, which I don't really know why that's happening. Maybe I'm squatting lower than I usually do. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking. But it's only my 2nd week back into log clean and press for reps. You know, it's been Viper for a while now, so I'm just happy to be back doing some good old log. Not that I don't like other presses, but I think log is, I can't even say log is my best because I feel like I've done pretty good at both. I don't know, but the press itself feels a little good. Feels a little bit, I feel like I'm able to use my strict press power with my legs a little bit better. A lot of the times in my training, I'll get a good leg drive and then I'll kind of catch it and then have to lean back and finish it. Which is a technique, but I wasn't, you know, it's not like I was trying to do that. It's just, it was happening. And my strict press is good enough that I want to be able to use that in my push press rather than the throw and a catch. So I want it to be a continuous press out, not like a dip, drive, catch, and then finish. I don't want it to be I don't want it to slow down at all. So I think that's a good log day. So I feel like I'm rambling a lot. I got a lot of energy, which is good. It's also very dark in here now, even though I opened the door. I'm just stalling at this point because I don't want to go on to the next thing yet. I got to set up Viking press again. I'll probably do that before I do a lat pull down so I can go right from lat pull downs into that. So enough talk, let's just go set it up. I hope you can see me. I can't see you, but when I was looking at the camera setting it up, it looked like it was really like foggy. I wiped the lens off, but it's not the lens, it's just that humid in here. So enjoy that, I guess. We got 4 sets of 12 on this, and then we got a Viking press. Ooh. We'll chat a little bit in between sets. I don't want to slow down too much, but I should at least talk about the Deadlift World Championship. First of all, Trey Mitchell, what? Are you insane? 470 raw for the biggest raw deadlift in strongman history. I mean, standard bar. We're not elephant bar now. Different thing, just not the same. On a standard setup, biggest raw deadlift in history. That is straight up, I mean, it's not quite Eddie Hall hitting 500 kg insane, but it is not far off. I mean, that's up there with like Benny Magnuson's 1015. I know he didn't use straps, but don't care. I mean, that is insane. Makarov, just he needs a coach, or if he has a coach, he needs to fire him and get a different coach. He's not getting any better. He's not. And now, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't know how to program him, and I wouldn't know how to, I definitely can't pull 505, nowhere near, so. But I've done enough strongman to know that the way he trains, it's just not working. You can't do the same thing over and over again and expect something different. Do a set and we'll talk more. Round of Heinla, the way he pulled 470 really made me think he had 505 in him. I think he's just in his head about it. Every time I see him in a video, like watching like Big Laz's YouTube channel, he's just always insanely nervous. Which I get to a degree, but at the same time, I think it's affecting him. When you pull 470 that convincingly, you think that you'd get 505 a little bit closer. And I understand that it's a 35 kg jump, like 80 pounds or whatever, 77 pounds, whatever it's supposed to be. But I mean, I know that if he gets that above his knee, it's gone, it's pulled. But I don't think he holds on to it long enough to try it. Hicks, he said he's the same thing. So far in his head, I heard that he literally had a ruler with him. I don't know if it was like this time, but he's at least done that according to Big Laz, where he had a ruler measuring where his feet needed to go in a deadlift. You should just know where your feet are going. If you're that meticulous about it, about your own setup, this is the most straightforward event in strongman. You pick it up off the ground. If you don't know where your feet are going, I think you've already failed the pull. That, and then he put on like 15 pounds or 6 kg or something in the week leading up to the championship. Which, I don't know how you do that if you're eating similar foods. I don't do a whole lot of stuff different leading into a show. And when I say not a whole lot different, I mean I don't really do anything different. I eat the same stuff for the most part, rice, meat. I will have like one cheat meal that's higher calorie. At Nationals, it was always Chick-fil-A. This last show was pizza, so pizza might be the go-to from now on, might be the lucky one. But that's just to get in some more calories, because it's tough eating beef and rice or whatever over and over and over again, especially multiple times a day. With the nervousness and anxiousness of, show day. So having that one, and peanut butter and honey sandwiches, highly recommend. I think what is even, but anyway, he put on like 6 kg and his suit could barely fit him. So as soon as I saw his 425 pull, I was like, no shot, not even going to be close. And then he failed 470, I think, too, if I remember right. In terms of like just insanity, Trey Mitchell, number 1 on the night. Number 2, Mitchell Hooper, just saying, let's try 505. And getting it almost to his knees. And maintaining position, which he admits that he struggles to do a lot. And I used to do the exact same thing that he's talking about. I'd lock my knees out and my shoulders would be out in front of me, so I'd end up having to like back extension it into position, which you cannot do at heavier weights. As I've gotten better at fixing that, staying in position, my deadlift has gone up significantly. But he was able to get 505 off the ground with no true prep for it. That's, if you're not, well versed in the lifting world, that is absolutely insane. It just doesn't even make sense to get it that close. And although he wasn't super close to, actually pulling it, but I think if he wants that next year, he's got it. I want to see him and Thor fight for it. Now, the sad part about me wanting to see him and Thor fight for the deadlift record, I don't think Thor will go to Giants Live and do it. He just doesn't like Colin Bryce, which I think is pretty petty, if you ask me. So what? Like, if you really want people to stop, whining about your deadlift, your 501, go do it at a Giants Live show where it's in competition against other people. I don't think anybody will talk after that, especially if you pull something crazy, 5'10", 5'15". I think if Thor wants it, he could pull something just absolutely insane. 1150, why not? However, he's going to go where the money is. So, I don't know if Rogue will do it this year, but I think Rogue is going to put up the money if someone pulls it. I think they have the funds to do it. Not that Giants Live might not, but at the same time, I just think Rogue puts a lot of money into their shows. And I think they want to have, not only that, but whenever you do something on Rogue equipment like that, they're going to use that in all their advertisements, saying their bars are this strong, they can handle the world's biggest deadlift, used by the strongest men in the world, all the other buzzwords that get their equipment sold. So the return of investment by paying Thor, $1 million or whatever it would cost. I have no idea what it would be. I don't even know if that's realistic. It might be, might not be. But I think the return on investment by Rogue is going to be well worth their money. So I don't really care. I just want to see it broken so we can stop talking about it. Every year there's all this hype and there's these 3 dudes and they never get close. Which I think adds to the, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I think it adds to the appeal of the 505. When so many people have failed to do something, it makes it that much more mythical. I don't know if this is for sure, but I'd imagine that 500 kg, when Eddie pulled it, was the first and only time that's ever been attempted. Because it's so far above the record, no one would even think about it. So it's insane that he was just able to do it at that point in time. Number one, but that every time since then, -1, it's been failed. So I think that adds to just it's more than just a weight at this time. It's almost like a fairy tale, this 505, which will make it all the more cool whenever someone actually does pull it. Running out of steam a little bit. Still got more work to do though. All right, well, I was going to record some more, but that was kind of the... I didn't show Viking last week, so I wanted to this week. That's really about the only exciting thing left. The other stuff is... What is it? Like, I think there's some rear delt flies. Some like dumbbell raises to vertical. We did those last week, I showed. Some core work I still need to do. I forget what else. But they're really it. I'm not gonna worry about it because you're not gonna be able to see a whole lot anyway at this point, so which is to be expected. It's October 1st tomorrow, so winter is coming. And it's going to get dark really early, and I need to get some lights out here or something, so. Whew. I also need to seal the outside of this garage and the inside. I think I mentioned it before, but the way these metal buildings are connected to concrete, they're just bolted down, so it's not a perfect seal underneath the metal piece that's bolted to the concrete, so water does seep in a little bit. I haven't really noticed it too much on the gym side. I'm thinking it's because there's no drain on this side. So water isn't flowing inward. Over on that side of the garage, it's coming in a little bit. Not too bad. But there's a drain over there, so it's sloping into that just, ever so slightly. So I'm thinking that's kind of why that it's coming in more over there. But something I need to take care of because I don't want water getting in here, moisture getting under all that, whatever else. Anyway, I feel like there's something else I was going to say. I don't know what it was, though. I don't know. But it's been a good workout so far, so I'm going to finish up here. I should probably unload the log. I didn't do that yet. Should definitely unload the Viking setup behind me, because that thing is a nightmare. It's really not too bad to set up. It's just like one of those things where you have to really rig some stuff up to make it work. I have like this side over here banded down to the squat rack. I have the squat rack weighed down a bunch on this side with sandbags. Luckily I didn't need as much weight as I thought I would. My triceps are absolutely toasted right now. Sitting here I can feel them like resting on my lats, and I don't have a whole lot of range of motion, so that's good. That's what we're going for. So, without stalling anymore, I'm going to move on to my, whatever I have next, whatever I said, and then that'll be it. So, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.